This is Kingdom Radio.
This is Kingdom Radio with your hosts, Ron and Laura Roby.
All right, everybody, we have an awesome guest that's going to be on the show today, right, Laura?
Yeah.
This guy has been in the Christmas business since 2005. He owns companies like Celebration Holiday Studio. He's the current president of Clipa. He just put on ClipaCon 2022 in Nashville, Tennessee last weekend. He also owns We Sell Christmas Lights. Everybody give it up for Matt Hyden.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Hey man, it's an honor to have you on there. I know that you've been doing the Clipa, and Clipa's like this huge movement. And in Nashville, Tennessee, it was just last weekend. There was people all over from the country that was going there, and I seen all the pictures and everything. But guys like me is on the outside looking in. That's why it's such an honor to have you on the show. Talk to us about Clipa and how you got started.
So Clipa it was started back in 2017 as a Facebook group of installers helping installers. You know, the guy in Florida helping the guy in Tennessee, or just helping each other. Hey guys, what do you do in this situation? How do you do this? And it just evolved into something bigger, and we're close to 6,000 members. Part of that group now. We turned it into an association that we offered residential trainings. So it's just grown over the years. It's kind of a snowball, which is good, and
That's awesome.
getting bigger and bigger. Yeah.
And like when you first start a business, it's like, hey man, we doubled this year. And then, then you doubled next year. At some point after a decade, it's hard to keep doubling. At some point, you're just trying to sustain and keep what you already have. But are you still growing even after so long of being in business every year?
Yeah, definitely. We are. And, every year I'm adding fresh content. I'm adding new things, building a new website with tons of content, so not everybody can make our training. We usually do about between 9 and 11 per year, travel all over the U.S. and offer 2-day trainings. We start with basics too. We start with what is an LED bulb.
Right.
A lot of people don't know what that stuff is, and we work our way up. And I've trained people that have been doing this for 22 years, and I'm like, man, I could probably learn something from you. You've been doing it longer than me.
Sure.
Always evolving and coming up with new things, and this is something new right here. The ClipaCon, that was something new for me as far as the vendor / speakers. And, we had a great time. It was so fun to see everybody. It was amazing. I had such a good time.
Well, I'll tell you from our point of view, I mean, if you heard the interview that I had with Augie, it was such a buzz going on. It was like, man, I want to be there. I mean, you see all the pictures. It was all over Facebook.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Everyone had a picture
Yeah.
of how they were there. And the people who weren't there, like me, and I'm sure, a bunch of other people, you're like, damn, I would like to be there. And how do you get involved with Clipa? If you're a Christmas light company, like if you have a plan to be a Christmas light company, you already have a company and you want to grow your company, or whatever level you're on, how do you get involved with Clipa? What's the details?
Yeah, first of all, thank you guys for the interview. I mean, there's a lot of kind words said. I think I got to the 3-minute mark, and my name was pronounced wrong 12 times. So I was kind of like,
Hey, Matt Hyden, give me a call.
Matt Hyden.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just messing with you. It didn't bother.
Hey, Matt Hyden, give me a call.
You were listening
Anyway,
to an exclusive interview with Matt Hyden.
Thank you. But I do appreciate the kind words.
Yeah.
And, Augie, you guys didn't have to do that. Augie didn't have to do that. But I do appreciate it. So you can get involved with Clipa. You can go to the website. It's clipa.com.
This is Matt Hyden on Kingdom Radio.
And Clipa.com.
I'm bringing guys in that know what they're doing in this Christmas light industry.
I've watched a video of Ryan. I think someone maybe in a classroom had posted like when he was up there presenting or something.
Yeah.
Man, he's sharp, man. He's sharp.
He is, and that all my presenters, everybody that spoke at this conference, I was blown away. I mean, just such a great lineup. All these speakers were just hearing the feedback when people came out of the room, like that was amazing, And I'm like, wow, we pulled it off. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Great job. And you do have some distributors that are showing some products that they have for your clients. And I heard that you had a brand new product reveal there in Nashville. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, and then there was a new product launch at the Clipicon, which we were very excited about.
I can't take it anymore. What is it?
It's a retrofit RGB bulb.
Oh, I see. Controllable.
Yeah, controllable with an app. So all dynamics.
Hold up. Is it a C9?
Yeah, it's a C9 retrofit.
And
It
you can
work with any
control
of
it
your-
different colors?
Yep.
This must be like
Be
the
quiet. Let him tell us more.
first time I heard someone say they have that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I got to hear it.
You can do. I mean, there's patterns you can do. It's all got a remote.
Okay.
It's actually manufactured by Holodynamics, which is one of our vendors.
I was there last year.
Okay. So if you've seen any of their dynamic line mini lights, they've got mini lights, they got spritzers, they got all sorts of stuff that are connect to this dynamic RGB. This bulb does the same thing. So you just can use it with your existing C9 light line. You do have to get a few adapters. You plug that thing in, and boom, you got controllable RGB. It's awesome. I mean, I'm so excited about it. And working with Scott Hazy from Holodynamics, I work real close with him. I know he's been just, I want to say giddy. He would probably be like, "Oh, what'd you use, giddy?" But
Yeah.
I would.
he's been so excited about it, and I've been right by his side, so excited about it. It was hard to hold back and not, tell everybody. But they did this awesome presentation at Clipicon where they had one of their workers had not a suitcase, but it was like a box with handcuffs to it. And he walked around with sunglasses on.
Are you serious?
So cool.
Dude, it was so cool. Those guys are awesome at Holodynamics. They're great guys. Their presentation, how they launched this thing, it was pretty cool. It was fun.
I think
Good
he's
group.
just trying to
Good.
make us jealous that we weren't there. I think that's what he's trying
Now
to do.
you did make me jealous, I'm going to admit.
I know. I was like, I
I've
can't
been
believe
waiting for
Matt
that
Hyden.
for years.
Well, you mentioned on there that you didn't get the invite, but it was open invitation.
This is Matt Hyden on Kingdom Radio.
At Kingdom Radio, we're thinking that we want to be at the trade shows and have a booth, but we're not exactly sure what we want to do. But that's where we are in our process on that one. But I know the radio and maybe having people like live right there with the film crew and the professional cameras, and people can do like a 1 minute, 2 minute cameo like I did at Transworld.
God, that's actually a pretty cool concept. That'd be good to have a Clipicon. So
Well, it's something
here we
that
are.
no one's doing.
No.
Everyone's,
No, exactly.
at Transworld, everyone's selling the same damn thing that they were selling the last 15 years. And there's a few people with a couple new things. But like something that no one's doing is just way outside the box, but it's cool that everyone there wants to do. Even the distributors who are there, even they want to be a part of it. Everyone wants to be a part of it. And I was thinking that's what I need to bring at Kingdom Radio, but I'm trying to make a clean separation of this is Kingdom Radio and my Christmas light business is separate. And I don't want to talk about my Christmas light business. I just want to put on a different hat, if you will, and just be Kingdom Radio. So we're working out the details of how that works, but that's what's in the future for us.
This is Matt Hyden on Kingdom Radio.
I think we could definitely figure something out. I think it'd be great, and we can talk about it. I've already started planning next year, and I started planning that before we even hit this one in Nashville. So that's something we're looking at doing. I did talk to a few people. I don't know if it's floating around yet. But we're looking at Las Vegas next year.
You know what? That's what I kept telling some friends in my inner circle. I was like, dude, would you stop trying to meet me in some podunk banjo playing hunting trip in Texas where there's no electricity and the lights are out all night? Can we go to Las Vegas, somewhere cool that I actually want to spend that kind of money to go there? Because at least, even if you're going to say, well, I'm not going to be there on Saturday, but I will be, at the casino or at the pool or visiting these things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just some place that everyone wants to go, and it's so cheap to fly to Vegas versus other places.
Exactly. And that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. You know what? People will probably spend more than they did in Nashville because they'll probably go to the tables and lose their money. I'm sure they'll spend less on their, the food and the hotel, because you could find a $49 hotel, if you really wanted to.
Sure.
But I'm excited about it. I've already visited a few places out there that we're potentially going to hold the conference at, but
Cool.
That's kind of what we're leaning towards. We're going to make an announcement probably here in the next month or so of when we're going to do.
Clipicon 2023 announcement coming soon.
On Kingdom Radio.
We didn't even announce Nashville that we were doing Clipicon until January this year.
Yeah.
Threw it out there and put it together.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. So the next question I have is, the business is constantly changing with newer products and newer ideas, even though you have one that's standed the test of time, but there's new things that are coming out there. And, from you being able to see clearly the vision of what's going on in the Christmas community collectively, where do you see the Christmas industry going in the next 5 years?
I think it's going to continue to grow, and it's becoming more and more competitive. From the distributor standpoint, because everybody, and their mother wants to bring in products. You've got to be, weary of it too. If you think it's that easy to bring in product, it's not. Talk to anybody that's been doing it for a long time, like myself. There are risks. I mean, there's definitely risks. I do a lot of product testing. I test these bulbs, and it's amazing the difference in the real good bulb versus, the cheaper bulb. You get what you pay for. You put a bulb out there and you get cloudy, or it's not a single mold and it retains water. Mm-hmm. Things like that. It's longevity for me. It's, I want a quality product, and, trying to go over to China, there's risk, for going to China directly. There's no repercussions if you get a bunk batch of things. You could do your best, but I've been working with China probably for 20 something years, and it's kind of like, oh, sorry, we'll get you the new stuff. When you get that new stuff in February, March, April, that doesn't help you for the Christmas light season. So there's risk involved, and you're 50% down and then 50% upon shipment. And once that product comes, you better hope, first it makes it to you with all the shipping container issues we've been having.
Oh man, last year was something, man.
Oh, it's still going on. I was fortunate enough to get, 95% of my product in on time. But it was nerve-wracking, hearing that it was sitting in the port and they don't have any answers for you when it can come through. And that's just things you deal with, just because somebody's sitting on Facebook like, oh, we're in China, we can sell you lights. Sounds good, but behind the scenes, it's a little bit scary. There's a lot of things you deal with. And I think that's why it's important for, somebody that's a new installer or, existing, just stick to just, buying through these distributors.
I try to look at it from a Christmas light installer perspective. Like when the customer goes, damn, why is it $6 or why is it whatever it is? You're saying you have no idea what goes on behind the scenes and how many people I had to interview and how much that cost before I could find these 4 good guys. And out of those 100 people, all 100 said, I know exactly how to install Christmas lights. I've been doing it for years. And then you meet them and ask them a couple questions and you realize they don't know anything about Christmas and you don't want them anywhere near your customer's house. And that's part of the vetting process that the customer doesn't see behind the scenes. And it's expensive. On a distributor level, it's like, hey, there's like 30 different companies and there's like a bunch of different factories and people representing them. I've done all that legwork and I found you the best distributors that are going to make sure that you have the best product. It's very similar, but on a different level.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what we're shooting for. In all the We Hang Christmas Lights, and that's where Josh and I still work together a lot.
Sure.
All of his We Hang Christmas Light affiliates are Clipa members. They've been through the training, they're certified and all that stuff. So we do work together a lot through that avenue.
Sure.
And, we work together promoting each other, essentially what we're doing. And, we're still buddies and all that stuff. And we still work together in business aspects, so I just wanted to point that out.
That's great.
Yeah, we were talking about that off air. But yeah, Josh, he's a great guy. I don't know him as well as you do, but he's just so laid back. And my favorite thing about Josh is, we have a family of 7, but they're growing up before we started the Christmas business, really. So we only have 2 more children in the house. And I see Josh that, not only is he going out on the road and work and stuff, but he has his wife and he has his kids and he has his whole family and they're all working together. Our kids are like, Dad, I just wish Christmas was over because, you're always working and you're not hanging out throwing the football with me. And you're right.
Yeah.
But I see him working with his family. Like he's somehow designed his life to, sell jet skis or ATVs or, be in the Christmas business, but be available for his family also. That's like remarkable that he's able to do that. And I admire that about him.
Yeah, and I always called the Josh the idea factory. Always, there were certain times when we were business partners, I had to rein him in. Like, okay, we've got this business. We're not starting a bubblegum factory or something. It was just like just
a skydiving company.
I like it. Let's shelve it for a little bit. Let's focus on what we're doing. And, but he did. I mean, literally, it was like almost every day. He said, what do you think about doing this? And I was like, okay, let's shelve that for now. I like it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold off on that for a little bit, but maybe someday we'll start this.
Well, both of you guys have found so much success. It really feels like if you've been on vacation in the tropical islands of the Caribbeans. Like no matter where you go, the way your mind works is you're like, man, I could probably start up a business here and I could probably do this and do that. I mean, that's just how your mind works. And it's hard to turn that off and say, stay focused on what you already have going and let's be the best at that. It's tough, for entrepreneurs to do that.
Oh, it really is. And you're right. I mean, nailed that on that because like everywhere I go, even Nashville, I had so many ideas. I'm, oh, I want to move out here and start this and start this. And you see things that aren't working, and you make it better, type
Sure.
thing. And that's
come up with a solution.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how people come up with great businesses. They come up with a solution for something that's not working for another company, and they make it happen.
Yeah, that's how Heinz ketchup got started. Like, it was in World War II, and the food was all terrible, and they said, let me invent something that makes the food taste better, and then now Heinz ketchup, right? It's crazy.
Exactly.
Looking at the coronavirus, everyone knows there's a problem, and you can identify a problem. This is a great opportunity to provide a solution and really be a game changer in the market, no matter what area of the market that you're in. And that's the important thing to remember when you see a problem. Look at it as an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what we're shooting for.
And that's all we have today with our guest, Matt Hyden with Clipa. And we can give him a round of applause for spending some time with us today. Let's hear it from Matt.
Yes, that was an awesome interview. Awesome interview. And that's all we have today. On behalf of me and my beautiful wife, Laura, we always love bringing these interviews, and we would like to offer you an opportunity to have your company or your name interviewed on Kingdom Radio. Just give us a contact. But until then, we'll see you next time on Kingdom Radio.